In this video, I'll explain the basic differences between a research paper, a peer-reviewed paper, and a review paper, and show you how to recognize each type of article on Google Scholar. Think of a research paper as the first telling of a story that nobody's told quite that way before. This paper is where the author or a research team presents their own original findings after conducting an experiment, collecting data, running interviews, doing statistical analysis, or developing a theory. The content is fresh and created directly by the researchers themselves. It includes sections like the abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, and conclusion. These papers are usually written in a very objective tone. The authors avoid personal opinions and stick to facts, numbers, and evidence. There are different types of research papers: quantitative, numbers, data, stats; qualitative, interviews, themes, observations; or mixed methods, a combo of both. The purpose of a research paper is to inform others about a new discovery or a new interpretation of known facts. Ownership lies with the researchers themselves, and the role of this paper is to advance knowledge in a field. Now, here's where things get a bit deeper. A peer-reviewed paper isn't a different kind of paper in terms of structure. It could be a research paper, or a review paper, or even a theoretical essay, but the key is how it gets approved. Peer review is a process, not a type. When a paper is peer-reviewed, it means it was read, examined, and judged by other experts, like peers, in the same field before it was published. These reviewers look at whether the research is logical, the methods are solid, the results make sense, and whether there are any flaws or biases. So when someone says, "This is a peer-reviewed paper," they are saying, this work has passed through a filter of expert approval. It's like a food product being labeled quality tested. Most serious academic journals only publish peer-reviewed work. And yes, a research paper can, and almost always must, go through peer review if it's going to appear in a trusted journal. So in that way, many research papers are peer-reviewed papers, but not all peer-reviewed papers are research papers. Some could be review papers too. This process helps make sure the content is reliable, and it adds trust and credibility. It also usually makes the language even more objective and formal because reviewers expect clarity, logic, and evidence, not personal opinion. Now imagine you're a student or a new researcher who doesn't have time to read 50 studies on one topic. That's where a review paper comes in. It summarizes, compares, and critiques multiple research studies on a particular subject. Instead of doing their own experiment, the authors of a review paper say, "Let's gather what's already out there and make sense of it all." There are different types of review papers: narrative reviews, broad overviews, systematic reviews, systematically selected and analyzed studies, meta-analyses, statistically combined results from other studies. The purpose of a review paper is to give a comprehensive picture of what is known so far, what's missing, and where the field might go next. The language in review papers can be slightly more subjective, especially when authors interpret patterns or recommend directions for future research, but they still maintain a scholarly and balanced tone. Ownership lies with the authors who did the reviewing, but the content is based on other people's work, so they always cite, quote, and discuss previous research. The role of a review paper is to guide new researchers, inform practitioners, and highlight gaps in current knowledge. So now let's move on to Google Scholar. I searched for the topic organizational performance and leadership and set the date filter to show results since 2021. Let's check the first paper. If you read the abstract, it clearly shows that an experiment was conducted. For example, the researchers collected data from 149 workers in a South Korean organization using a survey. These details indicate that a real study was carried out. You can also view the table of contents, where sections like research methodology and empirical results are listed. If you want, you can read the full methodology section. It mentions sample details and how data was collected from workers, all pointing toward an original research study. Now, if you want to check whether this article is peer-reviewed, just click on the journal name. This one is published in the journal Sustainability, and it clearly states on the journal's website that it is a peer-reviewed journal. Let's look at the second article now. If you read the abstract, it also clearly describes data collection from 356 managers. It even mentions the use of a convenience sampling method and data analysis using structural equation modeling. Again, all signs point to a real experimental study. On the sidebar, all the major headings are listed, and you can explore sections like research methodology and statistical analysis in more detail. Now let's check if this article is peer-reviewed. It's published in the Journal of Innovation and Knowledge. After going to the journal's homepage and reading through the aims and scopes section, I found in the second paragraph that it is indeed a peer-reviewed journal. So, this is how you can confirm peer review status. Now let's move on to review articles. On Google Scholar, there's an option to filter by review articles. Click on that, and most of the results will be review papers. The first article mentions a literature review, and this article also mentions a study of human resource management literature. This is a clear sign it's a review article. The next article mentions a systematic review, so again, it's clearly a reviewed paper. Let's open one of these. In the abstract, you'll see it mentions a review purpose and states that it synthesizes findings from various studies. This shows it's based on previously published research, which is the main feature of a review paper. You can also check if this review article is peer-reviewed. Just look at the journal name listed above the title. Copy the journal name, Academic Journal of Management and Social Sciences, and paste it into Google. Open the journal's homepage, and right in the first line, it mentions that it is a peer-reviewed journal. So, this is how you can confirm whether both research papers and review papers are peer-reviewed or not. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Thanks for watching.